Okay, in the second video, I would like to review the criteria upon which you will be evaluated for this course. As I've mentioned, this course is going to be highly communicative, especially in terms of oral communication or speaking. Okay? However, in order to help you with that, there is some grammatical information that you do need to know, as well as some vocabulary terms. And so the breakdown will be in terms of categories, and each category weighs a certain percentage. Okay? There's not a set number of points for the course. Instead, it's broken down by percentages. And it's broken down into several different components. We have online text assignments through the My Spanish Lab. That's worth 20%. Student engagement, participation, and responsibility is 10%. Okay. This is being respectful, being proactive, timely engagement, interaction with your classmates in dialogues, comments on presentations, emails presented to the instructor, etc. Okay. There are online oral dialogues that will be given throughout the semester. Those are 20%. Section quizzes in terms of vocabulary and grammar are worth 20%. There are our language and cultural contact presentations worth 15%, and there is a midterm as well as a final oral exam in which we will be in an interview-like situation. Okay, now, the grading scale is 97 or above being an A+, 93 up to 97 is an A. A minus is a 90 to a 90 up to a 93. B plus is 87. Lowest B is 83. Lowest B minus is an 80. Then C plus is the last of the plus minus scale, is 77 and up. A C is 70 and above. D 60 and above. E 49 or below. And we do not have any extra credit. No extra credit will be given under any circumstances. Now, a good majority of your assignments will be due on Sundays, and this is Sunday evenings or nights at 11:59 p.m., just before midnight. I will be assigning online activities to be completed every week, and many of these activities are completed via the online workbook in My Spanish Lab, while some other activities may be found in Blackboard. All online assignments, the text assignments, are due Sunday evenings by 11:59 p.m. unless they are otherwise stated. No late work will be accepted. Now, student engagement, participation, responsibility, I already talked a little bit about this, but you also want to review a section of the syllabus called a note on emails, and I will review that in just a moment, on how to format and as well as the content expectations when you are communicating with myself via email. Now, during 4 weeks out of the 6 weeks that we are in the course, you will work with a classmate to prepare and present an oral dialogue. These are worth 20%. You will actually have, in those 4 weeks, you will have 2 dialogues. We'll be doing 8 total. Dialogues will be due on Wednesdays and then again on Sundays. So you'll have dialogue 1 due on Wednesday, 2 on Sunday, 3 on Wednesday, 4 on Sunday. And again, these are by midnight, actually 11:59 p.m. No late work will be accepted. And while you'll have time to practice the dialogue, the recorded dialogue that will be submitted for a grade should not be read, will not be read, nor memorized word for word, or you will have points deducted accordingly. And these dialogues are graded looking at your fluency, and fluency for the level, not as compared to a native speaker, the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and the content. Okay. And you will see in Blackboard another section that will have the rubrics for these evaluations. Now, there are also section quizzes. Each week, students will be completing vocabulary and or grammar quizzes. The quizzes will serve as a quick review of the main points covered in current or previous sections, and they will either be via online for my Spanish lab, which is typically the grammatical quizzes, or in Blackboard, the vocabulary quizzes. And I also reserve the right to quiz the class at any point during this semester. And quizzes, again, will also be due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Now, different quizzes will be worth different amounts of points, and you will have different amounts of time in which you will be able to take those quizzes. For example, some of them are 5 minutes, some are 7 minutes, some are 15 minutes, depending upon the length of the quiz. Okay, we also have language and cultural contact presentations. Many students find they need more opportunities to practice their Spanish and observe Hispanic cultural nuances outside of the course assignments. So each week you are going to be required to complete 2 hours of Spanish language and cultural contact. You can complete this language and cultural contact by watching Spanish television, listening to Spanish radio, reading online or print materials in Spanish, but you must log the time you spent on the activity and provide a description of what you did and what you learned. So you will have 4 hours each week for each presentation. 4 hours for each presentation, 2 hours each week. Now the presentation will be turned in twice throughout the semester. It will be turned in as a PowerPoint presentation with voiceover. You should use Google Hangouts on Air or another similar tool, and I have more details in Blackboard regarding this. Each presentation will include the following. It will have a summary of the activities used for the contact hours, new vocabulary that you learned, cultural practices or nuances observed, and how they compare or contrast with similar cultural practices or nuances within your own culture. Now, these oral presentations will be approximately 5 minutes in length, and they will be in English, as this is a basic course. And again, in Blackboard, I will have the rubrics for how those will be evaluated. Now, twice again during the summer, we will have oral exams halfway through the semester in week 3 and then again in week 6. And these will be student instructor, quote, interviews to assess your oral proficiency. You will sign up for a time to virtually meet with myself. I will choose a topic from the ones covered during the semester, and we will have a 4 to 5 minute conversation in order to determine your language competency in the areas of fluency, the vocabulary you're learning, your pronunciation, grammar, and content. Okay. And these topics are similar in format and content to the oral dialogues practiced throughout the semester. And I will provide you with a Google Calendar link for you to sign up. And again, on Blackboard, I will have the rubric for how these will be evaluated. Okay. Now, just a note on emails. Okay. Again, remember that I reserve the right to answer emails during the weekend. That's not to say I won't, but if you do send me an email at 11 p.m. on a Friday, or at 11:50 when an assignment is due at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. Keep in mind, you must give me 24 hours or that first day back after the weekend to answer the emails. Now, you must email me at least 2 times during this summer session to clarify any questions or concerns that you have. You should save all copies of emails sent during the semester, and they will be turned in as an assignment at the end of the semester so that the protocol described below can be evaluated as part of the engagement, participation, and responsibility points. Okay, now, all emails you write should be in Spanish. If you feel that you cannot convey your message accurately in Spanish, you can provide an English version of your message under the Spanish text. This requirement has been set in order to help you become comfortable writing professional emails in Spanish. And I even have set up here for you how you should open and close your email. This is in a formal setting. So you would address it as estimada instructora or estimada profesora. You'll give an introduction, a reason for your message. You can do that by saying, me dirijo a usted para, le escribo para, and then give the body of your message, and you will close your email with atentamente, and then your name, or un saludo cordial, and then your name. Okay, I will go through part 3 of the syllabus, going through the expected behaviors. Please stay tuned.